Hello and welcome to this comparison. Today I'll test 3 ice cream machines from various brands and price ranges to see if the most expensive one is the most efficient or if something more affordable does the job just as well. So, to be honest with you, the most affordable ice cream machine I originally planned to test for you was this one. The Gastroback, meaning the return of gastro, that's quite appealing. Except I realized before filming that it was just a simple bowl and that it had to be placed in another machine that I don't have. I made a mistake, I bought this for nothing, it's not a big deal. And so I had to order another model from the brand Domo, which costs 45 euros. Then we'll try the Ninja Creamy, which costs 189 euros and we'll finish with a heavyweight, which is none other than the Gelato expert from Maginics. Here you go, I messed up completely. The price will shock you too, as it's between 500 and 600 euros. There you have it, just like that. To start, I'll need to pour 600 ml of whole milk, obviously. Keep in mind that these quantities are meant for several liters of ice cream. Next, I'll pour in 400 ml of heavy cream. Oh wow, and let's try not to spill it everywhere, of course. Thank you, thank you. And now we add 2 vanilla beans that I'm going to put in here and let them infuse. The recipe I'm using doesn't say to split and scrape them, so I'm not doing that. Now, we'll bring this to a boil. There we go. In the meantime, I'm going to do a bit of cleaning since obviously I spilled drops everywhere. I'll stir with a wooden spoon. So, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but we already have some small particles that have come off the vanilla pods and we've now reached a boil. So, I'm going to turn off the heat completely and now we're going to let everything rest for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to take some mixing bowls and we're going to separate out 10 egg yolks. That's 1, that's 2, and the last one. And there we go. Now we add some sugar. It's quite a lot actually, and we mix until we get something nice and smooth. And now we can add in the milk we prepared earlier. The milk is still warm and we'll add powdered milk as the recipe requires. That's 60 grams. Why do they suggest adding more milk when we already used plenty? I'm not sure. Share your thoughts in the comments. There we go. Perfect. Now we just have to put this back in our scented subtitling saucepan. We're going to heat this over medium heat. And now we just have to stir gently until the foam disappears and the cream thickens. As you can see, there's a layer above the yellow cream. There you go. We should be good now with something nice and thick. If you see little black dots, that's normal. It's just the vanilla pod insides. It would have been a shame not to use them. I poured everything into a large container and now I just need to let it cool in the refrigerator. Meanwhile, I'll clean up since I made a mess. A week later, I received the Domo ice cream machine, sold for 45 euros. It's the cheapest in this category. Honestly, I didn't damage the box. It was already like that when I got it, though I have opened it. Since the machine has an ice cream bowl inside that needs to be put in the freezer for at least 24 hours. And so, for the purposes of the video, I did it yesterday, so this is what it looks like. We have a plastic lid, so that will allow us to see what's happening inside with just a single on-off button. It's actually quite simple. Here we have a slot that will allow us to insert the mixer. The latter is right here, so as you can see, it's made of plastic, nothing special, we can just put it right here. Finally, we just have the plastic container. That's where we'll insert the famous bowl, which is currently in the freezer and will allow us to chill the ice cream. And so this is what the device looks like once it's assembled. As you can see, it's basic, but the advantage is it takes up little space, especially compared to other models we'll discuss. It has a 1 liter capacity, which I find reasonable. And inside the booklet there are recipes, about 10 in total, that will allow us to make our ice creams. That's good. The mixture and bowl, which was in the freezer for over 24 hours, have cooled down. So now we can test the machine and start it to make our ice cream. Here we go. I have my container here, so it's well frozen. It's really cold. I'm putting it inside. I've got my mixture that was in the fridge, so I'm putting it inside. It's not very smooth, you see. I hope I didn't mess up the recipe, and I'll keep the rest for the next recipe. And let's start. So here we go, it's running, it's being mixed inside, and in about 20 minutes we should get our ice cream texture. Keep in mind that if we want, we can add ingredients during the preparation through the opening right here. See. The good news is the texture is already changing. Now it's really smooth, which reassures me, and it's starting to look like ice cream. I think you saw it, but the machine sometimes struggles, which is strange. Oh no, but now it can't go on at all. I think we're going to have to stop. Okay, oh yeah, that looks pretty good to me. We do have our ice cream. This texture looks perfect. We're going to put it right away into a bowl. Oh yeah, look, it really is ice cream. There's no doubt about it. And look at everything inside the bowl. It's incredible. So obviously I'm using a spatula because I don't want to scratch it. It's already starting to melt, so I'm not going to wait too long. And here's my vanilla ice cream. The texture is perfect. It's already starting to melt, so I'm going to taste it right away. There you go. It's already starting to melt. But that's the problem with this kind of ice cream. You have to eat it right away. But listen, this is the best ice cream I've ever made. So far, it's starting off great and tastes amazing. I was expecting much worse for this entry-level model, but in the end, it works really well. The only drawback is the large bowl taking up freezer space, and you must freeze it at least 24 hours ahead. It's inconvenient to remove the ice cream since you can't use metal objects without risking scratches, even though it's the most important part of the ice cream maker. Other than that, nothing serious for me. It's approved. Let's move to the next model. So now we're going to move on to the Ninja Creami. It's probably the most popular ice cream machine right now, and probably the best known as well, since it's made quite a buzz on social media, especially on TikTok. You can find it for around 189 euros right now. And here's an interesting fact about it. If you look at the price history, it has only gone up since the beginning of 2024. This shows that seasonal products are usually cheaper at specific times of the year. To take advantage, it's often better to plan your purchase ahead to avoid high prices. Well, first of all, what I like about this kind of packaging is that you immediately understand how it works. It's super clear, you don't even need to read the instructions. Basically, we're going to have a bowl where we can put our ingredients. This bowl will go into the freezer for 24 hours. Then we just have to take it out and place it in the machine. And the machine will mix everything so we get our ice cream or sorbet. Apparently, you can also make smoothie bowls or smoothies with it. So, what do we have inside the box? So obviously, to start with, we have two different bowls as well as a lid, so that's just great. That means we'll be able to make different types of ice cream at the same time, which isn't always the case with machines like this. And I'm a witness, since I've already tested ice cream machines in the past. So here we have another box, but obviously it's empty. It's just to hold the accessories in place, and the machine itself is right here. Wow. So, another positive point, and you can see it right away, there's no plastic packaging, and that's really nice. I've been doing crash tests for years, and they finally found a way not to use it everywhere. Proof that it was absolutely not necessary. There you go, it's just paper and peels off easily despite the glue. Now we know why. There was a third lid earlier, that's simply because there's a third bowl, so that's really great. That's a huge positive point. What's inside this? We probably have the blender blades here. Well, there you go, perfect. And finally, we have the manuals. So usually, as you know, they're also wrapped in plastic so they don't get damaged. They found a simple solution, a paper envelope. It wasn't complicated and they handled it well. Let's give Ninja credit for that. So here we obviously have a recipe book that's pretty generous. As you can see, at least you don't need to look for another one on the side. And then, of course, we have all the safety instructions and user manuals. Well, I can't wait to try all this out, so let's go. I'll start by plugging in my Ninja. There we go, perfect. Now I'll just take this out right here. We remove the lid. I'll take out this empty container. I'll put my blender back in place. There we go, perfect. I'm surprised it doesn't go deep. Let's see what happens. I've got my vanilla mixture back, which has been in the freezer for 24 hours. I'm going to take off the lid. As you can see, it's well frozen and it's also quite yellow. I'm going to put this inside my container, lock it, and all that's left is to place it right here. We turn it so it goes up, it's locked, we heard the sound, now I can turn on the machine. So, we have several buttons with the different types of preparations we can make. Personally, I'm just going to choose ice cream, since we want a simple ice cream. And it's already starting to spin, so it's really noisy. I don't know how it works. And there you go. Apparently, it's already done. It lasted about a minute and we saw a kind of drill go all the way to the bottom of the ice cream container. It's pretty impressive. And let's take a look at the ice cream we got. Oh, okay. I can get my container back. That's good. No cleaning is needed, so it's very convenient. Only the upper part is here. And so here's what my vanilla ice cream looks like with the Ninja Creamy. So I'm really curious about the texture. Yes, everything is powdery, as you can see, but apparently that doesn't stop you from making ice cream scoops. Now, all that's left is to taste it. The recipe is just as good because it's the same. But what's great is that just a few moments ago, all of this was completely frozen, and obviously you couldn't stick a spoon in it. Now, in just 1 minute, our preparation is ready with no need to wait for it to warm up or soften. It's already ready to eat and the texture is really great. Honestly, it's just very well thought out and made. And now, if I want to finish it later, I just have to close this up and put everything back in the freezer. So now, I get why this ice cream machine is so popular. Not only do you not have to do different preparations beforehand, you just have one bowl where you put your recipe. When you want some, take it out, put it in the machine, and it's ready in a minute. There's very little cleaning to do. After all, once I'm done with the video, I'll just have this to clean and put away, and the machine will be ready to use again. There's no hassle. And on top of that, I have 2 other bowls that I could have used to make other types of recipes and serve them to my guests at the same time. It allows you to have options, and on top of that, there are different modes, so you can get different results. Honestly, it's just awesome. I'm a huge fan of this ice cream machine. Let's see if the most expensive one does better or not. Now we're going to move on to the Magimix Gelato Expert. It's much more expensive than the other models I've shown you, since it's currently around 525 euros. Here we're looking at a semi-professional model. There are 2 bowls inside, apparently, which are supposed to be large. According to the information on the product sheet, it has a 2-liter capacity, so that's just huge. We're supposed to make our ice cream in 30 minutes. That seems a little too good to be true to me. I wonder if they forgot to mention that, before starting, you still have to make sure the bowl has been in the freezer for say 24 hours. Alright, so we'll see, and if that's the case, well, so much the better. That would justify its price, at least for some people. Oh wow, I see some polystyrene. Okay, so first we immediately have a beautiful book published by Marabout, which is a real publishing house. And inside there are recipes. Apparently there are 80 of them, so in this case they really did make an effort. There are beautiful illustrations and then we have the instructions, which seem pretty thorough. We also have a kind of spatula that will allow us, I suppose, to mix the ice cream or at least scrape the sides. The mixer, as you can see, is made of plastic. The lid and the machine itself are right here. I'll open it with you. It does look really professional, but what is it? Wait. Okay, so here we have a second mixer. As you can see, there aren't many buttons. It's very simple, which I like. The machine is minimalist. It should be easy to use at first glance. So what does the manual say about it? The ice cream maker has 2 bowls, one fixed, one removable, and 2 paddles sized for each bowl. There are expert modes and automatic cycles, from 20 to 60 minutes depending on the preparation. So indeed, there's no need to put the bowls in the freezer. That's great. We can make Italian ice cream, artisanal ice cream, or granitas based on our preferences. Well, listen, all we have to do now is try it out. I just plugged in the machine. Now I need to turn it on and prepare it. Instead of preheating, we need to cool it down first. In terms of noise, for now, it's relatively quiet, so that's fine with me. Unlike the first model, where you had to take a bowl and put it in the freezer so that the liquid inside the walls would become completely cold. Then, when you add the mixture, it turns into ice cream. Here, we have a kind of freezer built directly into the machine, and thanks to electricity, it will reach negative temperatures. And if I understood correctly, it will take about 5 minutes. Okay, it looks like we're good. I'm going to take off the lid. I'm selecting the mode I want. So, the churn just started, and now I'm going to add my mixture, which has been in the fridge since earlier. I'll try not to spill it everywhere. Well, obviously I'm spilling it everywhere. Let's do it differently. There we go, that's more practical. So, as you can see, the mixture is coming together, and now I'm going to put the lid on so it stays nice and cold and helps our mixture turn into ice cream. Unlike the Domo, it doesn't stick to the sides and stays in the middle, so it looks good. Now let's see how long it takes to get our ice cream. Okay, the machine just stopped. It looks like we're good. It took about 20 minutes as expected, so that's perfect. The advantage is that I'll be able to take out the bowl thanks to the handle. Oh wait, no, I have to unscrew it. Sorry, my mistake. That's better. And now everything is clean. I'm going to turn off the machine. There. The advantage is that unlike the other two models, this one comes with a spatula that I can use to scoop out my ice cream. And by the way, look at this. It really looks like something you could find at an artisan ice cream shop. It looks very tempting, seems extremely elastic, and is just awesome. It's super convenient. Oh wow, the texture, it's not completely hard, it's really ultra smooth, it's just incredible. Look at that. Well, visually, it looks appetizing. I might have liked it to be just a little bit firmer, because right now, I feel like it's going to melt really quickly. So here we go, let's taste it. Oh wow. Yeah, okay, there is a difference compared to the Ninja. It's much lighter here. Honestly, it's creamy, it's amazing. You can also store it if you want. Just put the lid back on and I can start a second batch if I want, since I still have the bowl in the machine. It's time for the review, and for the first time, you can share your opinion. I made a poll in my channel's community tab. I'll put the link in the description, so feel free to answer it and choose your favorite machine. This video asked if the most expensive machine is the most efficient, and for me, the answer is definitely yes. We actually have a result that surpasses the others, and it's undeniable. On the other hand, if we look at the value for money, I would rather recommend the Ninja Creamy, which is honestly almost as good, especially for home use and for individuals. And which also has many advantages, like being able to make 3 different recipes and having a few more preparation modes to choose from. Not to mention its price, of course. In any case, I hope you had a pleasant time watching this comparison and that you enjoyed the changes I made in terms of filming and editing.